Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chumundaman in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit, so very glad that you're joining me right now. This is the 13th and final installment of our series of the 12 Kais of the Tantric Krama lineage. And we're going to do a fire puja to all 12 goddesses. And this is going to include a recitation of the Krama Stotram, both in Sanskrit and in English as well. We've been using those individual verses as invocations for each of the goddesses in this series. We'll be reciting them all together this evening. Start with a couple of announcements. So this coming Tuesday, for our satsang, we're going to be doing the second installment of the practices from my upcoming book, Kali Meditation, Book 4, Daily Practices based on the lineage of Kriya Yoga. And we're going to be featuring a preparation series for Kriya Meditation. And there's going to be a slight time change because these next couple of weeks I'm going to be doing an online retreat related to Cha practice. And so Tuesday's program will be at 8 p.m. rather than 7 p.m. And you're welcome to join us either in person or at our temple, or you can always tune in on YouTube at that time. And then next Friday, again, this is going to be because of the retreat I'm doing, it's going to be at 8 p.m. rather than 7 p.m. And we're going to be doing a Yoga Nidra, monthly Yoga Nidra practice. And then the following Friday, brand new series, The Many Faces of Ma Kali. We're going to basically just go through as many different forms of the Divine Mother Kali as I can find. We're going to start with the 10 great wisdom goddesses, or the Dasha Mahavidya. Because we've just done this huge series on Kali herself, the first of the Mahavidya goddesses, we're going to begin this series with the second of the Mahavidyas, Ma Tara, the divine guide. So we have some interesting things coming up through this month of June. So I'd like to do a little recap of what we've covered during our series. So the 12 Kalis are honored in a 1,000-year-old hymn called the Krama Stotram. The hymn is attributed to the 11th century sage Abhinavagupta and was part of the Krama lineage of non-dual Shaiva Tantra, also known as Kashmir Shaivism. And this is the lineage that first taught meditative techniques involving the raising of Kundalini energy up the central channel, or Sushumna. And this is really the basis of Kriya Yoga. And it also is associated with the raising of consciousness from pure materialism to the transcendent divine. So again, tonight we're going to honor all 12 aspects of Ma Kali by performing a fire puja to all 12. The sage Abhinavagupta, who is also of the Trika tantric lineage, he actually belonged to several different lineages, described 3 functions of divine consciousness: Icha Shakti, the power of will; Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge; and Kriya Shakti, the power of action. There's also a 4th function, the power of transcendence, symbolized by Ma Kalashankarshini Kali, also known as Mahakali. And so the Trika pattern of goddesses was represented by a trident, the staff, and the 3 points together. So these 4 divine functions were then multiplied by the 3 phases of emission or creation, stasis or preservation, and absorption or destruction. Therefore, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 in number. And these 3 phases can also be classified as the objective, the cognitive, and the subjective. So we're going to go right in to our puja. I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. Find just that comfortable position where your back can be straight. You can also be doing this in a straight backed chair as well, if that's better for your body at this time. I invite you to close your eyes. Breathe deeply. You roll the shoulders back and let the shoulders drop down from the ears to open the chest. Breathing deeply and slowly. Completely filling and emptying the lungs. Breathing out the tensions and concerns of the day as you exhale. Breathing in a sense of peace, a sense of relaxation. A desire to focus on the present moment. And as you breathe, I invite you to focus on your heart center. And there, I invite you to think about some small aspect of your life that is ready for healing or balance or transformation. And while you focus on that aspect, I invite you to just form a short statement, a short sankalpa or intention. Just something to cement that intention into tonight's practice and meditation. So I invite you now to bring the palms of your hands together at your heart center. And we're going to begin our practice by chanting 3 seed mantras for 3 forms of the Divine Mother. Aing, Reem, Kleem. Inhale, Aing. Inhale, Reem. Inhale, clean. Inhale and exhale, and slowly open your eyes. Pavitra, Pavitrova, Sarvabhistam Gatopiva, Yashmare Pandarikaksham, Sabyabyanta Sushi. Om Shuklam Bharadhanam Vishnum Sashivanam Shatubhijam Prasnavananam Dayet Sarvadiknopasantaye. Jai Ganesha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Jai Guru. Om Trayambakam Yajamaye Sagandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Bandhanan Machur Mukshyamamritat. Om Namah Shivaya. Mahakaliti Samsha Sampara Parakramodita Shadasa Taktya Sambhava Pranam Nanda Nandini. She is called the Great Annihilator, Mahakali, because she continuously perpetuates the stages of existence in an endless succession, yet her true nature, which is beyond the categories of being and non-being, is the ecstatic delight of unimaginable bliss. Kali Mahakalam Alam Grasantim Vandehi Anchintam Ananalabam. Praise be to Kali, who devours up the great cycles of time. She is inconceivable, indestructible, and unattainable. Jai Ma. So our puja mantra and our mantra for our meditation will be Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche, the great Nivarna mantra of all aspects of the great Divine Mother. Om Aing Reem Kleem Chamundai Viche. 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 Om Kapuragoram Karanavataram Samsara Saram Bhujagendra Haram Sada Santam Hridayarvinde Bivam Bivani Saitam Namami Devi Prapanote Hare Prasida Prasida Matara Jagata Kilasya Prasida Vishvesvara Pe Vishvam Tvamishora Devi Chachara Charasya Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Sva Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Sva Agni Jyotir Jyotiagnir Sva. So we honor the 12 forms of Divine Mother Kali from the Krama Stotram. We honor Ma Sristi Kali, the creation of objects. Kala Navananda Ganormi Rupa Unmesha Masobaya Bhajanti Anta Nilayati Nila Kulalayaya Vam Sristi Kali Satatam Namami. I pay eternal homage to Sristi Kali, who remains hidden in the abode of the totality of the objective world, similar to a blissful wave or tide in the ocean of consciousness. It is she who enjoys in her own self the creation and dissolution of the universe. Jema Sristi Kali. We honor Ma Rakta Kali, the experience of objects with the five senses. Mahavinoda Pita Matri Shakra Varendra Kasri Grasha Prana Shaktam Raktri Kritam Cha Palaya Yetam Namami Vishvakriti Rakta Kalim. Salutations to Rakta Kali, who appears as the universe with a host of siddhas and yoginis. It is she who is fond of quaffing the blood nectar of the subjective wheel which is offered to her, with excessive happiness when disillusion has totally disappeared. Jema Rakta Kali. We honor Ma Sithatanasya Kali, the termination of the experience of objects. Vajidvayasvi Kritavata Chakra Prakranta Samgata Gama Gamastam Suchiryayastam Gamitochi Satam Satam Namami Sitanasya Kalim. We pay homage to that well-appeased Sitanasya Kali who absorbs the destroyer, established in unifying the center of consciousness and unconsciousness, which begins at the wheel of the light force. She makes her own both the outward and inward breath, prana and apana. By her flame, the pure light of subjective awareness sets in the horizon. Jema Sitatanasya Kali. We honor now Ma Yamakali, who personifies the power of transcendence. With her ends the cycle of objectivity. Sarvata Samkasana Samyamasya Yamasya Yanturya Gato Yamaya Yapur Mahagrasya Vila Saragat Samkara Sanyam Tim Pranami Kalim Yamakali. We pay homage to Ma Yamakali, goddess of the great display and the great swallowing. It is she who attracts everything unto herself by extracting the essence of the ruler of Yama, who is himself ruling the withdrawal of everything in death. Jema Yamakali, Jema J. Yamadeva. We honor Ma Samharakali, who begins the second phase, the cycle of cognition. Her position in this state is once again creation, only now the objects are both different from you and at the same time they are you. This phase represents the destruction of duality. Onmanyanata nikilata garba yabhava samhara nimesyameti sadhodita satya udayaya sunyam samhara kalim muditam namami. We bow to the energy of the perfect void, the joyful Samharakali, goddess of destruction, infinite beyond mind, containing in herself everything eternally rising. She, to rise anew, disappears in the form of objective destruction. Jema, Samharakali. We honor Ma Mrityukali, who represents a state of preservation through the destruction of detrimental forces. Mamete Harim Karakala Kalpa Vishparadhasodhata Garva Mritya Grasatoya Gasmara Samvidam Tam Namami Kalodita Mrityu Kalim. We bow to that voracious consciousness known as Mrityu Kali, who is beyond time, limitations. She rises unexpectedly, she devours death, which appears in the form of arrogance, inflamed by a joyful excitement, expanding itself in all ego activities. When the notion of ownership expresses itself in the idea, this is mine. Jema Chukadi. We now honor Ma Rudrakali, also known as Bhadrakali, who is the destroyer of doubts and suspicions that holds us back on our journey to both self actualization and divine consciousness. Vishvam Mahakalpa Virama Kalpa Bhavanta Bhima Rukriti Brahmantya Yasnatyananta Prabhavachi Satam Namami Bhadram Shubha Bhadra Kalim. We bow before the pure and auspicious Rudra or Bhadrakali, furiously frowning in her dance of destruction. By the flame of her unlimited power, she devours in one gulp the entire universe at the time of total dissolution. Jema, Bhadrakali. We honor Mar Matandakali. This form of Ma Kali absorbs the energies of cognition, which are 12 in number, into herself. She is the transcendent force that ends the cycle of cognition. Partandamapita Partanga Chakram Partanga Vatkala Kalendranaya Karotiya Visvara Santa Kantam Martanda Kalim Satatam Pranami. Salutations to Ma Matananda Kali, who is as the destroyer of the wheel of cognition, puts an end to the objective favors, desirous, consuming worldly activities. She causes the 12 sun gods in the shape of a bird wheel to be completely consumed like a moth entering a raging fire. Jaymar. Martanda Kali. We honor Ma Paramaka Kali, who personifies the state in which the limited ego, which holds the 12 organs of cognition, is dissolved. Astoditadva dasya banu baji yastam gata barga shikasa shikeda prasantadhamni dutinasya meti tam now yanatam paramarka kalim. We bow to that infinite Paramarka Kali, who in her appeased flame shares the 12 suns already consumed. It is in her that the ego succeeds in destroying its own light, as an appeased flame in an appeased fire. Jema, Paramarka Kali. We honor now Kala Anala Rudra Kali, also known as Kaligna Rudra Kali, within whom the dualistic I versus that thinking has dissolved with the 12 sense organs, but the function of time still exists. Kala Kramaranta Dinisa Chakra Krodkritantagni Kalpa Ugra Kalagni Rudra La Mete Yasyam Tam Naumi Nala Kalanala Rudra Kalim. We give reverence to the fearful Kaligna Rudra Kali, who creates her own collection of internal fires, where she overcomes temporal succession in the form of previously digested sun wheels, the organs of perception. To this Kalanala Rudra Kali, in whom succession entirely dissolves, to her we bow down. Jema, Kaligna Rudra Kali. We honor Maha Kala Kali, the form of the Divine Mother who digests time along with the totality of the universe. She is the complete absorption of everything. Naktam Mahabhutalaya Smasani Dige Chari Chakra Ganena Sakam Kali Mahakala Malam Grasantim Bande Hachintya Manila Nalabam. Jema Mahakala Kali. We now honor the 12th and final Kali of the Stotram, Mahabhairava Gaura Chanda Kali. In her force of supreme consciousness responsible for manifesting the subjective, the objective, and cognitive worlds, she is held in a state of oneness. Kramataya Tva Stramarichi Chakra Sanchara Chatuturya Satyam Made Mahabhairava Gauri Chandra Kelim Kalakasya San Yakantim. Highest salutations to Mahabhairava Gaura Chandra Kali, shining like a moon in the light of the essence of time. She is the reality of the fourth state of consciousness, Turiya, the goal of meditation. Expert in spinning the wheel of the Supreme Sun, the rays of the manifestations of consciousness, to the Supreme Goddess, weaver of the threefold succession of creating, protecting, and destroying the entire universe. To you we constantly give devotion. Jema, Jema, Jema. I invite you now to close your eyes and breathe deeply, and let the power of our mantra guide your consciousness to where it needs to be at this very moment. And rest in that state of awareness and honor what manifests from a safe, non-attached distance. Om Aing Rim Klim Chamundai Viche. 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 I invite you now to continue resting in a state of awareness, continuing to manifest, to honor what manifests from safe, non-attached distance. And then I invite you to take a deep and clearing breath and find something within yourself that is ready to be let go of so that it can be transformed. Let it manifest now in your right hand and notice what shape it takes. And then envision yourself walking up to a burning fire in a cremation ground and watching as a corpse is being slowly consumed by the flames. And imagine dropping this part of yourself into the fire. And let yourself be aware of any changes in physical sensation or emotional sensation that arises as your offering is being consumed and transformed by the flames. Now I invite you to take another deep and clearing breath, slowly opening your eyes and looking upon our fire in the center of your screen with a relaxed gaze, continuing to observe and to honor what the flame invokes for you and feel the transformed energies of that which you just offered to the fire earlier. Feel it returning to you in the form of heat and light. And again, just let yourself be aware of and honor anything that changes, both a physical level or an emotional level, gazing upon our flame. And now I invite you to listen to the words of the sage Abhinavagupta. Bound soul who has any of these convictions. I am dense. I am inert matter. I am completely bound by my karma, or I am impure, or I am the pawn of others. May seek to attain the steady conviction of the opposite of these views. If one succeeds in this, one immediately becomes the master whose body is the whole of the universe and whose soul is pure consciousness. In whatever manner such a conviction may be attained, a tantric yogi may cultivate in it at all times. One should not allow one's perspective to become divorced from the real nature of things, and thus be led into doubt by the mass of foolish teachings in this world. Jema, Jema, Jema. Om Savamangala Mangalye Shiva Svada Sadike Saranye Trambake Devi Naryane Namostute. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sana Vavatu Sanau Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvidyavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Tatsatom, Jai Ganesha, Jai Guru, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Ma Devi, Jai Ma Kali, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Namaste. Blessings always, and thank you. Hope you enjoyed that meditation, and I invite you to watch for its effects in the days to come. Maybe some new insights, new ideas. Maybe you find yourself handling yourself in a situation a little more differently than you might have before. And I look forward to you joining me on Tuesday for a continuation of our series on Kriya Yoga and Kali meditation. Until then, have a wonderful night, wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. Jai Ma.